organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
We're not prohibitionists.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Sally Mason sits down with a Daily Iowan reporter to see her take on issues around campus.
Plus, a new use for your student ID. Find out if this new convenience will benefit you.
And in sports, we'll give you an update on the soccer team's shutout success this season.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Monday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Adam Lacey.
And I'm Muriel Kone. The Daily Iowan had the opportunity to sit down with University of Iowa President Sally Mason. Mason discussed her opinions of the Princeton Review rankings, which placed Iowa as the #2 party school. Mason said that she is happy the students are having fun on campus, but wants to promote safe practices. She also explained that despite the University of Iowa's contract with Anheuser-Busch, her opinions regarding underage drinking have not changed.
We're not prohibitionists. And we've been clear, safe, responsible, and let me emphasize that last part, legal. Okay, legal, and that's what we've been about from day one. That's what the 21 only ordinance has been about. That's what all of our comments have been consistently about from the very get-go.
Mason also talked about the plans surrounding the new residence hall currently under construction. The university is building the new dorm on the west side of campus between Hillcrest and the Reno resident halls. But the ongoing construction has some students complaining about the noise. Mason believes this small amount is a price to pay for the long-term benefit of the university. The building has a $53 million budget and will house 501 Hawkeyes. It should be finished the summer of 2015. She also told the Daily Iowan existing dorms will get some improvements as well.
Short-term pain for long-term gain, and that's exactly what we're experiencing right now, is some short-term pain, but for what will be, I think, some magnificent long-term gain for the community and for the campus. Yes, and part of getting that new residence hall underway and completed allows us to then look at existing residence hall space and say, how can we make this better quality space for students and accommodate the needs of today's students as opposed to the needs of students 40 years ago.
And students might have noticed a change in the university's Wi-Fi, not just in the name, but in the connection quality as well. The University of Iowa has implemented the new wireless system called Eduroam. However, students are having trouble connecting to the internet. The university said they switched from the old UI wireless system because most universities use the Eduroam. Iowa Technical Support says Eduroam will be the only available system on November 1st. If you're having trouble connecting to the internet, university says to contact ITS.
The University of Iowa is expanding the use of the student IDs to ensure students can access all of their college needs. Daily Iowan's TV Brad Maxwell takes a look at the new Iowa One cards and how students are using them for many different functions around campus.
One card, one swipe, but many functions. The new Iowa One card is far from your standard name and picture.
I use my Iowa One card to buy books at Iowa Book and to buy Hawkeye apparel, and I also use it for food.
Students have the convenience of eating dinner, reserving library books, unlocking campus doors, and even entering sporting events with merely one swipe of the new Iowa One card.
But the functions of the new card are no longer restricted to the University of Iowa campus. Following an agreement made earlier this year between Hills Bank and the University of Iowa, students now have the option of opening a checking account at Hills Bank and then using their ID as a debit card, which for many students has been a big convenience.
Back when I was a student, it tended to make so that all of my cards were just one, just condense it down into one card so that I didn't have to, keep a whole bunch of cards in my wallet.
Although the convenience of the card can benefit responsible buyers, the easy access also poses some major risks.
Maybe later in the night on a weekend, you might not make the best decision as far as what you would buy.
And unnecessary debit charges cannot be overlooked, with college expenses already leaving students with piles of debt. According to the American Students Assistant Group, in 2012, the median debt for students at a public four-year university was $7,960, while students attending a private four-year institution were left over $17,000 in debt. So while the new functions of the Iowa One cards can improve convenience and added some much-needed space into your wallet, students need to keep in mind that managing their finances in college remains heavily important. I'm Brad Maxwell, Daily Iowan TV.
University officials say returning students can update their Iowa One card free of charge, but replacing a lost or stolen card will cost you a whopping $25 each time.
High tuition fees and fewer job opportunities have contributed to the lower enrollment for the University of Iowa's law school. Students and faculty say they are not surprised. Since the 2009 school year, tuition has increased by almost 36% for residents and 26% for non-residents.
In 2010, 203 students enrolled. In 2011, that number decreased to 180, and now in 2012, the entering class size is down to 155 students. The National Law Journal reports that law school tuition have also been on the rise nationally for the past few years. Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, the Brugger's Bagel Shop has finally announced its reopening date following last year's fire. Stay tuned for more details.
And in sports, find out 2 reasons why former Hawkeye star will not be in the field to start the season.
But first, let's take a look at your weather forecast with Nicole Meighan.
Thanks, Adam. Today was a hot one in Iowa City. We saw plenty of people taking advantage of the sun on campus today. Temperatures climbed to 87 degrees, and tonight we can expect a low of 61. Tomorrow morning there will be more sunny skies with 75 degrees. The afternoon will be 88 degrees, and we can expect a clear night with 73 degrees. Now let's take a look at the forecast for the rest of the week. Wednesday will be partly cloudy, but temperatures will still reach 90 degrees. Thursday and Friday will reach 91 degrees with plenty of sun. For those of you planning to go to the football game this weekend, we might be seeing some showers. On Saturday, there's a 40% chance of rain. Temperatures will be in the 80s and will reach the lower 60s that evening. Next week, we'll start off with cooler temperatures, but the sun will bounce back on Monday. Thanks, guys, and back to you at the desk.
Police arrested an Iowa City woman accused of embezzling $141,000 from an Iowa City law firm. Police say Kimberly Kirka started stealing money from her employers at the Foster Law Office back in 2008 and up until 2010. Officials believe Kirka allegedly used several different ways to steal money, including fraudulent checks and money transfers, as well as unauthorized paychecks and credit card purchases. Kirka remains in the Johnson County Jail on a $100,000 bill. A court date has not yet been announced.
Brugger's Bagel is set to reopen at their former Iowa Avenue location on January 9. It has been almost a year since the bagel shop and apartments were engulfed in flames. The fire spread to the upstairs apartment, displacing several residents. It also caused nearby businesses to close temporarily. Investigators never determined the cause of the fire, but confirmed it began in Brugger's. The bagel shop will return to its old location at 225 Iowa Avenue.
And now it's time to take a look at Hawkeye Sports with Kate Constable.
Hello and welcome to the conclusion of Daily Iowan TV's Fall Sports Preview. Today we'll take a look at the cross-country team looking to build on both team and individual success from last season. But with more expectation comes more work to be done in the off-season. Daily Iowan TV's Annie Constable has the scoop.
The women's Hawkeye cross-country team is back on the trail, working hard now to meet their goals of attending the Big Ten and NCAA championships. Head coach Layne Anderson explains that's how they do it every year. With big goals come big accomplishments.
Our expectations are always high. We set lofty goals as a program, so placing well at the Big Ten championships and certainly competing for a championship is always a primary goal.
Iowa's last NCAA appearance was in 2008 when the team placed 24th, but Anderson doesn't see why they can't get back there with the athletes they have now.
In our sport, the NCAA championships and being one of the final 31 teams out of 330 is a goal, and we've been there as a program, not recently, but we really feel like we have the personnel.
The girls have been spending a lot of time in the weight room along with their daily workouts outdoors, and despite losing a lot of power last year, Anderson says this team has a great group of leaders.
Raniger, Marika, Schruler, and Kayla Beatty certainly are 3 names that jump out, on our roster in terms of people we expect to lead us, people who are in great shape. We're hoping for some breakout performances, maybe a freshman Lisa Gordon or Cindy Saliba or Courtney Martin, maybe a Shannon Macer. I mean, it's a situation where we certainly don't discriminate. We're welcoming anybody's significant level of improvement.
The girls will have the rest of the week to train before heading to Meighan, Illinois for the Western Illinois Early Bird Open this Friday to begin their season. Annie Constable, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Be sure to tune in next week to hear about the journey around the world that 2 members of the team took this summer while competing for their country in London. But meanwhile, the University of Iowa women's soccer team continues to impress on the pitch, defeating the Panthers of Northern Iowa 3-0 at the Cedar Valley Soccer Complex in Cedar Falls. The win over the Hawks' northern rivals kept its perfect all-time series record against the Cats intact. Sophomore Chloe Lacoste, junior Ashley Cottrell, and sophomore Nicole Urban all found the back of the net for the black and gold, while the Hawks' defense allowed only 2 shots the entire match, helping to extend their school record of 4 consecutive shutouts to start a season. The Black and Gold are off to a 4-0 start for the 2nd straight campaign and have already secured the 4th best start in the program's history. The Hawks have not lost a non-conference match since 2010, and the team is back on the pitch Friday when they face another in-state rival, Iowa State. The match begins at 7 p.m. in Ames at the Iowa State University Soccer Complex. Some tough news for the 12th-ranked University of Iowa field hockey team coming from the ACC Big Ten Challenge. A day after defeating the 13th-ranked Wake Forest, the Hawks fell to a 2nd-ranked North Carolina by a score of 5-0. Head coach Tracy Griesbaum told members of the media post-game, quote, "We played very tentative, and some of our key players did not play well today. I felt like we were playing at a deficit from the start of the game." The Black and Gold play their home opener next weekend against Missouri State at Grant Field. And unfortunately, tonight we end the show with some disappointing news for former Hawk and Super Bowl champion Tyler Sash. The former Giants 6th-round selection in the 2010 draft was carted from the Giants practice facility with an apparent ankle injury. But earlier this month, Sash received a 4-game suspension by the NFL for using a banned prescription drug during the offseason. He was expected to meet with Commissioner Roger Goodell today. The former Hawk had 13 career interceptions for the Black and Gold, just 5 shy of the school record set by Niall Kinnick. Well, that's all for us here in sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
And now let's take a look outside of Iowa City. A school shooting in Baltimore County, Maryland left 1 student wounded this morning. Baltimore County police say a 15-year-old student entered the Perry Hall High School cafeteria and pulled out a gun. He only fired 2 shots off before faculty members rushed him and brought him to the ground. Only 1 student was shot but remains in critical condition at a local hospital. Police have the shooter in custody but still have not found a motive.
Tropical storm Isaac is expected to make landfall tomorrow or Wednesday. This is also the 7th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. But experts believe the tropical storm will build to a Category 1 hurricane before striking the northern Gulf Coast. Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal called for a state of emergency and has told 53,000 residents of St. Charles Parish to evacuate. So far, Isaac left 24 dead in Haiti and the Dominican Republic.
St. Osoph, England may have a different kind of feral cat problem to worry about. Several residents of the southern England village reportedly saw a lion roaming their town. Other locals say they saw the lion lounging in a nearby field. Police have since been searching for the full-grown predator using 2 heat-seeking helicopters and tranquilizer guns. Officials have yet to find the cat, but the local zoo and circus say their animals are all accounted for.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Tuesday's print edition. Read the entire Sally Mason interview and get her take on the success of the 21 Ordinance.
Also read about New Ways Dance Marathon is reaching out to students with new recruitment techniques.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.